the fight is back on with him and Jake Paul.
No.
What do you think is going to happen?
That ain't happening.
You don't think it's going to happen?
If it does happen, it's those guys, they'll put on a show. They'll put on a show. It'll be a fight, but it's not going to be a title fight.
I believe it's actually an actual sanctioned event now. This is going to go on their permanent records.
No, so.
But
how many times have you seen an actual title shot and realize, wait a minute.
No, it's not a title shot. Obviously, neither one of them has a title. Yes, neither one of them has a title. And, Tyson is definitely a whole lot older than Jake Paul. I mean, if you were to bet on this fight, who would you put your money on?
I won't. I won't, because I don't know what the true outcome would be. I don't. I mean, I'm not saying that someone's going to throw the fight. I'm not saying that at all, but I am saying that Mike Tyson is not his best.
Yes.
He is not what he used to be, not even half of what he used to be. So I'm not betting on it, because I know Mike could beat him at half his best because he was that good. But he's got that much power still. But the problem remains is whether or not Mike can last long enough to be able to land a punch. Because if he doesn't, Jake Paul's going to beat him, because Jake Paul's a good boxer.
I don't think any of us wants to see Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson, but Jake Paul might beat Mike Tyson.
That's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't like Jake Paul. It's because I love Mike Tyson. I do. I think everything he's done for boxing and what he's done in his career, he doesn't need this.
No.
He doesn't need this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to get a big paycheck for it, but he's already rich. So, I don't know. Like, for example, Michael Franzese, he's a regular on my show. He hangs out with Tyson sometimes. And what he said when him and Tyson are hanging out is that Tyson explained to him that he just likes to see people or animals fight. He said he literally watched like two ants fight each other like the entire night. Like, he likes it that much. He just loves it. So I can understand why he's doing it, but no one wants to see Jake Paul really hurt Mike Tyson, and that might actually happen just because of age, overall size now. Like, Tyson already canceled once because I guess he hurt himself in training, so I don't know.
Again, it's one of those, and just because of the history and, watching Mike fight when he was in his prime and what he did for boxing, and here's what I'd say, because like I said, I think what Jake Paul and them guys are doing is brilliant. I really do. I think him never fighting a contender but making more money than any world championship fight is brilliant. Yeah. I mean, it's brilliant. But this one's not good. This one's not good because Jake Paul can't win. If he wins...
he wins. Oh, you beat up an old man.
No, he wins. Yeah. There's a huge bad taste in the world of boxing. It's a disappointment to an organization that has loved Mike Tyson. It is like the death of somebody. And it should be victorious for Jake Paul. And I think on that small group of people that are following, yes. But in the world of boxing, and that whole atmosphere of boxing is going to feel like somebody died. And it may not happen. Mike may knock him out. May be able to get to him because Mike is that good. But it's also that you also know there is a chance. And if you know that there's a chance, then Mike isn't Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I interviewed Mike, we talked about, remember when Trevor Berbick beat Muhammad Ali? And it was Muhammad Ali's last fight. And Trevor really kind of went overboard. Really hurt Ali to the point where everyone was just sort of...
And
really
his
upset.
win felt like a loss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I remember when Tyson fought him, he said he just went overboard. He just went crazy because Ali was his idol, had his posters up in his room, and he was really angry over what Trevor did. And Trevor was just hated in general. I remember when I interviewed Larry Holmes, and we talked about how Trevor was beaten to death by his nephew or something with a metal bar.
Wow.
And basically he was like, yeah, he got what he deserved.
That's
God
brutal.
don't like ugly. Yeah, that's what he gets.
That's brutal, right?
It was like, yeah, beating up one of everyone's heroes becomes a no-win.
Well, it's not that you're beating up someone, but it's like, and it's not, but it feels like, because of how good Mike was and what his skill sets are, it feels like you're beating up somebody in a wheelchair. That's what it feels like to the boxing world, to how great Mike Tyson is, as opposed to watching him get in there. And if he doesn't look good, like I think a lot of boxing fans think he's going to beat Jake Paul because of what they know of Mike, right? And the skill sets that he has. But if he goes in there and he doesn't have that look and doesn't have that feel, it's going to feel like Jake Paul beat up somebody in a wheelchair. That's the feeling that's going to happen to the boxing world. And it's going to be tough to be able to celebrate a win like that. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, because like I said, Mike is definitely is a boxer and through. And if he goes in there and has any type of ability that he had when he was young, even if it's a 3/4 or even a quarter of what he had, I think he's going to fare well, right? Just because of his power. But it is, like I said, if it's that chance that he doesn't look good and he looks off balance, it's going to be really hard to watch that.